Hi everyone, welcome back. Those that are new, welcome. Thank you for your like, shares and subscribes. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Let's get started. So today I'm wanting to look into the case of Oscar Pistorius and REEVA Steenkamp, South African case. Now, I don't know whether you remember this case, but in 2013 on Valentine's Day, Oscar Pistorius, who was a Paralympian, who they called the Blade Runner, shot and killed REEVA, a beautiful South African model, in the toilet, through the toilet door. Now, the number one question has always been, did he know that he was shooting REEVA? Because he has always said that he thought that it was an intruder, and he did not know that it was REEVA on the other side of the toilet. He first got charged with pretty much manslaughter, and he was only going to get 6 years. And the prosecution then ended up getting that decision overturned and got him charged with murder, but it was only a 13-year sentence over there. And apparently over there you have to do at least half your time. Well, it's been less than 9 years now, and he is up for parole January 5th, 2024. So I would really like to know whether or not he knew he was shooting and killing REEVA, or whether he thought it was an intruder. So let's get started. What were the energies? Now, apparently they woke up late that night and it all happened late in the evening. So what were the energies that night as they woke up? What were the energies that night as they woke up? We have the Page of Swords, we have the Death card, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Coins. One more card, please, Spirit. Thank you. And the Five of Swords. So it seems to me with this Page of Swords here, he's found out some sort of information in regards to their relationship. Now, he wanted a conventional relationship. It looks like he wanted it to be a permanent thing. But there was a turn of events here happening, a turning point. There was a fight to the death here. She may have told him that she was leaving, or that she was telling him that it wasn't going to work out. Okay, so I need to clarify. Let's clarify here before I go too deep. Give me more information on what happened to REEVA Steenkamp that night, please, Spirit. Why is this Page of Swords here? Why is the Page of Swords here? We have the Fool. Okay, it's like a new beginning. Information. They may have already been fighting, and this was like a starting afresh, anew. But they've woken up and they've had this big argument. So everything was falling apart. Give me more on the death card. Why is this death card here, please? Too many. Why is the death card here, Spirit? The Empress. Oscar may have had some mother issues here, mummy issues. He wasn't going to let her go. They were starting afresh, starting a new beginning, and they've woken up. They've obviously had an argument, and it was a fight to the death here. So she's coming up as the beautiful Empress. And then what happened, please, Spirit? This turn of events. What was this turn of events? Oh, we have the Empress. We have the Empress and the Emperor. Matching off here. The turn of events. Authority. He took authority over her. So he could have been very possessive towards her. And it seems like as soon as he's cracked straight away, as soon as it seemed to have been some sort of fight that broke out. He was very serious with their convention that he wanted it to be permanent. It's either you and me or nobody. If I can't have you, nobody can have you. I believe she started to tell him the truth about how this new beginning wasn't going to work out. And his attitude is, well, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. So give me what is this Ten of Coins all about, please, Spirit? We have the Magician. So he took action towards her. He did have a conscious awareness. He used his power over her because he wanted her to stay. She was his forever, till death do we part, as far as he was concerned. He was a controller, he was a manipulator. And when Okay, give me more on the fight, please. Three of Swords, High Priestess. Three of Swords and the High Priestess. She that knows it doesn't speak. Mystery. Non-action. And unconscious awareness. She wasn't aware that he was actually going to kill her at this time. But he may have also been accusing her of seeing somebody else, of there being a third party. And this is where the fight to the deaths come into it. He believed she was seeing somebody else. And she was his, nobody else's. So somehow he's got into his head that she was seeing somebody else, that this new beginning wasn't working out, because I believe that's what she started telling him, the truth about, feeding him the information of, oh, look, this isn't working out. They've woken up during the night and they're having a big fight, a big argument. And he's accused her of seeing somebody else. And then what's happened after they started fighting? Please, Spirit, what's happened? We have the Five of Cups. Ten of Swords, right underneath the Death card. Give me three more cards, please, Spirit. I'm getting very hot too. I think it was meant to be very hot and humid that night as well. So what he is saying happened is that he got up to get the fan and heard somebody in the toilet and thought it was an intruder. So he then went and got the gun and shot at the intruder through the toilet door. And then when he couldn't open the door, he had to smash it down with a baseball bat. So we have the World. Give me two more cards, please, Spirit. But the true question, well, nobody knows if he's telling the truth. We have the Three of Coins. And we have the Fool again. That's interesting. I do believe that this fight may have been about the new start that they were having and that it wasn't working out. He could have actually had this planned. See, when I look at these cards, she ran. She was hiding from him. And she wouldn't open the door. So it's like she's ran from him, scared, afraid, because he started losing control. And she's run into the toilet and locked the door here. And this is when he shot her down because she wouldn't open up the door. And it was an overkill. And it was an overkill. He got her in the head. I believe he shot her like 4 times through the door. But she was afraid and locked herself in. And then his plan went into action. When he's broken down the door and picked her up, and that's when he was sobbing and saying that, I didn't mean it, I didn't mean it. I've killed my REEVA. I didn't know it was her behind the door. So give me more on this 5 of Cups. There's regret. I believe she may have had regret for even being there. Giving him another chance. Eight of Pentacles. Working, planning. I believe he's always had in his head that if it wasn't to work out, that he would end her life, unalive her. Because no one was going to have her if he wasn't going to have her. And that's all there is to it. She got because Eight of Pentacles also shows knowledge. So it's like he could have turned around and said, I'm going to effing kill you. And that's when she's ran. And locked herself in the toilet. Can I have more on this 10 of Swords, Spirit? Give me more on this 10 of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. It was a disciplinary action. He believed that he was the master of her. And this overkill was a disciplinary action towards her. You're not leaving me. You will not leave me. Till death do us part. I keep getting in my mind. He lost it. Give me more on the World, Spirit. And this also shows involvement, knowledge. He knew exactly who was behind the door here. He knew exactly what he was doing. And his motive and everything is coming up here. Their fresh start wasn't working. His second chance. He was getting a second chance. She gave him a second chance. And it wasn't working. Give me more. Give me more on the World, please, Spirit. We have the Queen of Wands. She gave him a second chance. She was giving him a second chance. I would say he was on his last chance. He seemed to be very controlling, possessive of her, and she was scared of him. And when they've woken up that night, He believed that she was keeping something from him. She was seeing somebody else. A big fight broke out. He's threatened her. She's ran off in fear of her life and locked herself in the toilet. So he did what he did. He wasn't going to allow her to move on and live her best life without him. She was his empress. He was her emperor. He wasn't going to allow her to move on and be the Queen of Wands or the Nine of Pentacles, an independent woman living her best life without him. Wasn't going to happen. He wasn't going to allow her to be seeing somebody else. If it wasn't him, it was going to be nobody. He manipulated the situation, and he could have also had help to be able to manipulate what happened afterwards. As she lied on the floor, and he picked her up and carried her, crying, saying, "Look what I've done, I didn't mean to do it." So it's not as if he ran off and left her there and then said, "Oh, I don't know what's happened." He admitted it straight away, but said that he didn't mean to do it to her. He thought it was an intruder. But no, he knew very damn well it was her behind the door. And his intentions were to end her life. Give me more on the Three of Coins, please, Spirit. We have the Star on top. Well, she was a star. She was a model. He was also a star. He was a well-known athlete over there. And I believe his cronies helped him to manipulate what had happened here to make it look like it was an accident. There was some sort of teamwork in the aftermath. They teamworked to stop the exposure coming out of what really happened here, to hide the truth. Give me more on the Fool, please, Spirit. The Hierophant. A belief system, a conformity. So when she was giving him that second chance, he was expecting her to conform to his way of his belief system. She wouldn't conform. She was her own person. And his belief was that she was hiding something from him and having an affair with somebody else. He knew how attractive she was, how beautiful she was, and how she could just go and get anybody that she wanted. But as far as he was concerned, it was her and him, and that's it, or nobody. And the obsessiveness and control. But she really was scared for her life. Look at this card. Look how scared. They may have also been drinking that night. But look how scared she is for her life. Running behind a wall. I'd just like to ask, will he ever tell the truth? Less than 9 years he's been locked up for. Will the truth ever come out? Will he ever tell the truth? 7 of Cups. Will he ever tell the truth? 2 of Swords. Not in your life, I don't believe. He will keep this illusion going. He's never going to take that blindfold off to allow people to see the truth of what really happened. He will always live with the story that he didn't know it was REEVA behind the door. And what are his true feelings about what's happened here? His true feelings about what he has done. We have the 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. 6 of Cups in reverse, so it still is playing up. He still is wounded from what has happened here. One more card, please, Spirit. The 9 of Cups. But at the same time, he's feeling very smug at the moment, knowing that he's getting away. He's free as a bird on the 5th of January. He's done his time. He's leaving the past in the past. Give me more on the 7 of Cups. Ten of Swords. Again. We've had the Death card, the 10 of Swords twice. Overkill. It was definitely his choice. 7 of Cups talks about choices. It also talks about drinking. So I'm not sure whether they had been or he had been drinking that night. But he chose to do what he did. It was planned. He knew that if it didn't work out, this is what he was going to do. But he's going to keep it an illusion on what really happened here. So no, I don't believe he will ever tell the truth about what's happened. Give me more on this Two of Swords, please, Spirit. Blocked emotions. Oh, Nine of Swords and Three of Pentacles. Well, isn't that strange? Because he has nightmares. She may visit him in his dreams and be haunting him. Because he does still have nightmares about this. But he's blocking his emotions. And he's avoiding them. He may need to get help with all the nightmares that he's having. And with him being able to continue to block his emotions in regards to what he's done. And with living with himself. So it is haunting him. It's definitely haunting him, what he's done. Or she's haunting him in his dreams. So give me more on this Nine of Wands. The Wounded Warrior. And him looking like he's done his time. He's going to leave it all behind. And feeling pretty smug with himself at the moment. Pretty happy with himself. The Five of Pentacles. Ill health. So I believe it's a condition on his parole that he does have to have anger management or do anger management courses and things like that. Not that it'll ever change anything, I don't believe. But she rejected him here. And the Five of Pentacles is saying that he still does have mental issues. And he is going to go, he's still got a long road ahead of him. Even though he's going to be released, he's still going to have a long road ahead of him of working on mental health issues. So that may have to do with the anger management courses and things like that that he has to do. Why is this Six of Cups in reverse, please, Spirit? He's actually looking forward and feeling pretty smug with himself. The Chariot in reverse. He needs to learn to be able to control his temper here. For his parole to be successful. So he's got a long road ahead of him of doing a lot of mental health work with his anger management and mental health here. So just give me one more card, please, Spirit, on the Nine of Cups. And we have the King of Pentacles. Yep, well, he's going to have a lot of support too. And he needs to show that he's got a lot of support to be able to get out on parole. So I can definitely say on that night, a fight did break out. He was on his second chance or last chance. They were starting anew. He always had it in his mind that it was going to be him and her. It was going to be a permanent. They were permanent, conventional, and she was never going to walk away from him. No one else, if he couldn't have her, no one else could. She was afraid for her life when this happened. He knew exactly who was behind the door. I don't know whether I said because he believed the fight may have broken out that she was hiding something from him, perhaps seeing somebody else. He may have accused her of that. And she's ran for her life into the toilet, locked herself in. He's shot her down, broken down the door. And now, although he is getting out, he's still got a long road ahead of him with anger management courses, doing a lot of mental health work. It looks like she may really be haunting him in his dreams. And he has to learn to control his anger here and control his temper. But the court believe that he has enough support to do this. And this is why they have granted him parole. I shall leave the reading there. Love and light.